Hey everybody, how's it going? Torsar here with another sports talk video. Today I'd like to talk about a certain QB from a certain team. But before I get into that, and no, this isn't clickbait, I'm sorry, I'm going to get into it. I would just like to pat myself on the back a little bit. Let's talk about yesterday's games. If you watched my preview video for the playoffs, I picked the Bengals, I picked the 49ers. If you even go for the spread, I went 3-1 because I would have still picked the Bengals and San Fran. I mean, the Bengals, if you pick them, they were the underdogs, so that's you just win straight up. And I would have picked San Fran, but you know what? You don't have to believe me. I didn't exactly pick against the spread, so let's just forget about that. Because I can also say if you had put a gun to my head and told me to bet on the Eagles-Giants game, there's no way I would have bet on the Giants. As a fan, I was hoping that they could win, especially after their performance versus the Vikings, but I already went over that. Now, the Bengals-Bills game, I mean, the Bills, everyone saw it. They just weren't playing their best football at the end of the year. Josh Allen just didn't look the same. Losing, their closer on defense. I don't know why you're putting so much stock in one guy. But Von Miller, he's a great player, but I mean, I can't even stand that term in NBA. The closer. What does that even mean? All right. And before I understand what it's supposed to mean. It's just like this made up word that they've been using over the last 5-10 years, however long it is. The closer. All right, whatever. Maybe that's another video. But I mean, when you match that with the fact that the Bengals were playing their best football at the end of the year, that's just what you want to do. You obviously want to be gelling as the year goes on, and that's why the wild card has been so great for the NFL playoffs, because you see some of these teams, maybe they were stumbling, fumbling, and bumbling a little bit in the beginning of the year, but at the end of the year, they put it together. I mean, obviously the '07 Giants, that Pittsburgh Steelers team, the first time around, when Big Ben, I think he was a rookie, and the Buses last year. There's been other teams to do it. Come out of the wild card, the Packers. So you want to be playing your best football at the end of the year. It's just so beneficial, obviously. And I didn't think it would be that much of a blowout. You want to see a close game, especially when you're not a fan of either of the teams. But did that surprise me? No. Now the other game, that was actually a little bit closer than I thought it would be. A little bit more of a nail biter. Dallas kept in there, and San Fran, I'm not going to get too much into the other games. They look like they were probably, have the best chance of beating the Eagles, who clearly look like the best team right now. I mean, they're just really super on both sides of the ball. But again, another video. What I'd really like to get into is the reason the Cowboys lost the game. And I saw a lot of stuff being bandied about today about, it was this, it was that. No, let's face it. It was Dak Prescott and those 2 interceptions and him not being very good. Garbage time stat Dak. And this is the reason why I want to ask the question, should the Cowboys trade Dak Prescott this offseason? My answer is yes. Or should they at least secretly fish him? Put him out there, dangle the lure, see if you get any biters, because the list of teams that need a QB this offseason is very large, particularly if Tom Brady decides to hang it up. I mean, what has Dak Prescott done? You have a 7-year sample size, and all he's been in Dallas is the running version of Tony Romo. He puts up all these garbage time stats when he's either down 30-0 or his team's up by a lot. He starts slinging the ball all over the field. So his numbers look really good. I'm not going to go over to, my little window thing, but, his QB ratings. First year, 104.9. All right, little bit of a letdown, 86.6, but then 96.9, 99.7, 99.6, 104.2. This year, 91.1. Those are decent QB ratings. Not the best ever. They're not Patrick Mahomes-like. They're not Aaron Rodgers-like, besides this last year. His turnover to interception ratios are decent. Starting from the first year, 23-4, 22-13, 22-8, 30-11. That year he snapped his ankle in half, 9-4, 37-10 last year. This year, obviously, he started to regress a little bit, 23-15. But still, a positive touchdown to interception ratio. The team has good weapons, or at least CeeDee Lamb is decent. They could obviously find another number 2. Skip Bayless swore up and down they were going to miss Amari Cooper. No, sorry, Shannon. Shannon Sharp swore up and down they were going to miss Amari Cooper. And they did. It was unfortunate. I really would have liked to have seen the way that game went if Tony Pollard had not got hurt. I think that really affected him. People were like, you have to run the ball. The Dallas Cowboys have a good record when you run the ball. Well, you want to run 2.6 yards per carry Zeke? Zeke's done. So that's another thing. They need to get rid of that guy. They need to cut Zeke. And listen, I'm not saying that Dak Prescott, you could do way worse than Dak Prescott. And I always say to people who are criticizing QBs, like when they want to get rid of Daniel Jones or whoever else it is, all right, that's fine. But what's your other option? You have to have another option, and it can't be starting to rebuild all over again just because you don't have a QB and you don't have a high draft pick, or selling the farm to get that high draft pick when you don't even know. These QBs are like Targaryens in Westeros. You flip a coin and it's 50-50 whether they're going to be good or not, at least the first rounders. And do you really want to sit there and take shots? I mean, how many Brock Purdy's are out there? Tom Brady is a once-in-a-lifetime player. And the main thing with Dak is you already paid him. The Dallas Cowboys already paid him. He's taking up a large percentage of your salary cap. They're in the last 10 years, or pretty much the modern era of football, you want to go back a little bit farther, there's the only guys who have won a Super Bowl while taking up that much percentage of their team's salary cap, all their names, their last names are either Brady or Manning. Both the Mannings, Tom Brady. That's it. And people keep saying, like I just heard Ryan Clark earlier, oh, they can still win a Super Bowl with Dak. No, they can't. Dude, you're dead wrong. They cannot win a Super Bowl. Not that team paying that much for that QB. Now, because of his numbers and because of how overrated he is, this is why I'm saying to at least put him out there. The overabundance of teams who are looking for a QB next year, maybe you can get someone to bite, be desperate, and get a haul back in for him. And again, I'm not a general manager. I'm not a draft expert. I don't know who they could go with instead. But hey, think about it this way. The team they just lost to, they're going to have some tough decisions, especially if they win the next game or even go to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy under center. Obviously, you would think, all right, Jimmy G's going to be available. But then, can you ask the same question for Trey Lance? What are they going to do with him? You going to keep him as the most expensive, as far as draft pick goes, backup of all time? No, they would probably want to shop him too. See what they can get for him. That would be the smart decision. And maybe if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you say, heck, even the Chicago Bears, they have that number 1 pick, right? And the Bears general manager wasn't exactly, 100% definitive as to whether they want to keep Justin Fields or not. Now, he did say I'd have to be absolutely blown away, and I don't know if he meant by the QB they could potentially draft or by what someone would offer them for Justin Fields. Maybe he could clarify that coming up, or maybe someone could clarify that in the comments. Maybe we got some Bears fans, whatever. But I don't know. I think they should really consider trading him. That's the only way I see this team winning with Dak Prescott. Or without him taking up that much, obviously they're not going to win with Dak Prescott. That's the only way I see this team winning going forward, is to shed Dak Prescott's contract, try to get someone to bite, try to get them to take on the full contract. You can't just cut the guy. I don't know. Not like I want to see the Cowboys win or anything. I mean, as a Giants fan, just keep Dak and keep losing. I don't know. But, from the analyst perspective, that's what I would do. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'm sure this will be kind of a controversial, heated subject. And the QB situation this offseason, it's going to be crazy. And that's Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady notwithstanding. There's just so many teams that are going to need a QB. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good NFL offseason. But hopefully these next weekend playoff games are going to be great. Hopefully the Super Bowl will be great. I'll get into all that coming up. Probably have a preview of the playoff games Friday, maybe Saturday, since they're both on Sunday. Probably Saturday. But anyway, until the next video, stay healthy and peace.